Welcome to the Hayylo internal demo. Today, I'm going to do a very high-level overview of the Hayylo demonstration and give you an insight into how we present Hayylo through the demonstrations. So, Hayylo is a new approach to customer service and care. Hayylo can be considered to be a care service platform, which is a purpose-built customer service platform, or known as a client portal across community services. Today, I'm not going to go into sector-specific information. We're just going to keep this to a high-level demonstration of Hayylo and the value proposition and problems that we solve. So, the challenge that care providers face today is that, generally speaking, teams are busy. And teams, customers and families want to stay in sync or connected to the provider. Another way of thinking about this is enabling the community to be able to work with their care provider in a more efficient and customer service focused way. Today, generally speaking, teams are using phone and email communication as their primary form of communicating with their customers and their families, and in some regards, even support teams. And this leads to increased effort and really missed opportunities to keep customer promises. Things change a lot, especially across home care, as you know, being our core area in which we work across community services. And because home care visits are changing all the time when someone's going to visit someone in their homes, this change requires teams to constantly keep clients and their families updated. A service might change, and the teams will need to call and inform the client or the family of that change. And across the sector, there's a lot of manual processes, and this means things like sharing documents, statements, and updates. And these processes, generally speaking, are really inefficient, and again, causes teams to spend a lot of time on very manual and rudimentary tasks. And so this problem of communication, of clarity, is really slowing teams down, and means that customer service is really hard to achieve, or good customer service is really hard to achieve across the sector. So Hayylo, being a care service platform that connects everyone easily, means that teams can become efficient. It's about reducing phone calls, meaning updates to everyone can happen very easily, and essentially keeping on top of the work so they never miss a customer promise. It's about making information easy to obtain, and being updates can be sent to everyone very simply, keeping them informed about updates, changes, activities, and any other important information that's needed to be communicated across the circle of care. And it's all about streamlining processes, so giving teams better ways to stay on the same page, to stay connected, to be able to collaborate and really reduce those complaints whilst increasing customer satisfaction. There's also a very big custom or optimization element to what Hayylo provides, which is making things more efficient through those streamlined processes. So what is Hayylo? Hayylo is really about three main things, which I'll speak to in a moment. But really, it's about visibility. So enabling all the inquiries that are coming into an organization to be tracked, measured, and then enable real-time communication from those inquiries. It's about connection. So as we move to more of a customer-centric care environment, it's about self-serving information. So am I able to access my care plan, access information about my services, whilst also enabling teams to start to proactively communicate with clients around when things are changing. It's enabling them, or clients and their families, to be able to see information, and for teams to be able to reach them very easily. So we're reducing that barrier of entry, or that connection between the back office and the community. And across the circle of care is the clients, the family members, and those support teams. So bringing everyone very closely together. And then it's about driving awareness. So it's really important to enable the care provider to be able to send information about activities, about programs, about all of the different things that are happening around the client and their peripheral services. And again, it's all about increasing satisfaction and engagement. The infrastructure to Hayylo, as you know, being Hayylo the care service platform, it means that we're able to bring in everyone across that circle of care. Not only can we connect in with the current technology, reporting systems, third parties like allied health and GPs, whilst we don't do that too often, we have that capability to bring everyone into that circle of care, the families, the customers, the technology, and then the support teams. And we do that across what we call multi-channel communication. The first step of Hayylo, and what you would call the core of Hayylo, is Hayylo Actions. And this is about the inquiry management. So this is the web-based element of Hayylo. And this is where all communications come into the care provider and enables the teams to spend less time working on, who said what, and enable them to see everything very easily, collaborate across those inquiries and share those across the different business teams. The tickets are tracked and measured, so it enables the managers to be able to stay on top of everything that's happening, as well as the customer service or scheduling or case manager teams across the back office. And so it's all really about enabling the team to not have to sift through emails anymore and ask each other questions from one team to another. So again, this is really reducing or slowing down the back office team's ability to be able to stay on top of everything and communicate across not only their internal teams, but that wider circle of care. And again, the goal is to chat more and phone less, enabling asynchronous communication, enabling teams to be able to use the actions and use the tickets to communicate out through the different types of channels that we have across Hayylo, which I'll talk to in a moment. The channels. So Hayylo is a multi-channel communication platform, multi-channel care service platform. And so we enable a dedicated SMS number, a white label branded app, email and integrated phone channels. So like the IVR when you call the bank. These channels enable simplified communication and bringing all of that communication into one place and driving all of those inquiries or comms back into the dashboard that we showed you before in Actions. We then open up the ability to automatically notify clients and the community when things change. So our very unique and one of our strongest value propositions or differentiations between our competitors is our notify feature. Because Hayylo is fully integrated into the CMS, so the client management system or scheduling system, we're able to read for changes across those schedules and keep everyone updated automatically when their visits change. Not only are we able to push that notification out to the app or push an SMS notification out, Hayylo will even know if someone isn't on those channels, and then we can create one of the actions, one of the tickets to let the team know that actually they can call that client to let them know about that change. This feature alone drives huge amount of optimization for the providers and increases that customer satisfaction across their cohorts. And then the final step is self-service. So enabling the families and the clients to see updates from the team at any time, to place requests, to see information about their care plans and any other documentation or insight that's important to their care. And this further increases that customer service experience. Then the last stage is broadcast. Broadcast is all about being able to filter data across the platform and then enable the team to broadcast things to the right people across groups, across different types of data points. And that could be via SMS or via the activities and offers engine. And this is about broadcasting mass communication out to everyone very, very quickly. We're also able to do things like share updates, share newsletters, and share different types of information to keep everyone abreast of all of the different things happening across the organization. And then we can target groups of people and share activities that are chargeable and increase, those peripheral services like transport or meals or activities and programs that are happening across the care provider groups. So I'm going to switch over to the demonstration. So this experience that we're going to walk through now is for the client directly themselves or for a family member. So as we're saying, Hayylo is fully integrated. So we integrate the system into the scheduling system of the care provider, and then we're able to expose data out across the network. And so what we can see here is a bunch of different things within the app that the client can see. And the first is the schedules. So this data here has been pulled in from the scheduling system, and it could be a number of different platforms that are pulled in or the CMS. And we're able to then request things and do things on behalf of that client. So as an example, I might come into here and I can see that I have a social care service today at 9 a.m. I can see the support worker. I can see a little bit about them. Great for reducing that anxiety for when someone's coming. And the great thing about Hayylo is there's a lot of different configuration capabilities. So as an example, there's all kinds of rules that happen across care, one of which is a short notice cancellation, where they have to determine whether they charge the government or charge that client for the cancellation or reschedule. So as I come into here and try and reschedule this, it's actually telling me that I can't do that because it falls outside of that business rule. So that's just telling us here that just please give the client, give the office a call in the back office. So I'm going to move through to something tomorrow, and I'm going to come here and I'm going to reschedule this one. And so nice and simple kind of experience where I can just come and say, hey, I want to change the time, I want to change the date, and I want to update that. And then that's sent into the back office team. We can see here now there's a change pending. So this didn't change that service. This is actually just enabling an inquiry or request to go to the back office team, who would then go and make that change in the scheduling platform. Hayylo will know about it, notify the client when that changes, and then the app will update for them. We also have a concierge service or a request, what we call request something. These are completely configurable. So Life Without Barriers is a demonstration that we'll be doing later this week. So I thought it'd be a good example to see how we also brand the apps on behalf of the provider. And so we can change these, we can nest different options within here. But for today, I might have a little bit of feedback that I send in to the team. Hi there, just wanted to let you know I really like my new cleaner and very happy with the service. Through a little bit of an edit. Then I can just send that in. So we try and keep the UI very simple. We try and make a couple of clicks to do something, and then you're off and enabling those requests to be sent off into the back office team. Now, we also have the ability, as we said, to broadcast those SMS push notifications, to broadcast different types of activities and offers. So as I come into here, I can see that the provider has some different services on offer, some pool classes, some yoga classes, some cooking classes. I can come into here, I can view this. It says that the first class is free, and then it's $45 for any class after that. If I'm interested in this, I can press book now, and then a request will be sent back into the back office team to book me into that program or to that group and charge me accordingly. Within here, I can also invite other friends and family member and external third parties to my group as well. And so quite simply, I can add those different people that I want in my network as a client or family member. And I can also access things about myself. So I've got my profile here. This is John. I'm a Sydney Swan supporter. I have a dog called Jerry, and I love spending time with my friends, family, and in the community. And this enables the support team members as well to get a little bit of an understanding of the client, John, that we're working with today. What I'm able to do is I'm actually able to come in here and access my care plans. So I can come and have a look at my home care agreement. You can see branded for Life Without Barriers. I can come into here and I can look at my monthly statements. So all of this enables that self-service, and then I can look at my care plan here, look at all of the details here around my documentation and things that are important to me across my care network. Whilst there's some basic settings and notifications, I'll leave most of that today, but we're able to receive notifications here, get help from the support team or from the back office, and also change some basic settings around my communication preferences. And then all of this wraps up into a feed. And the social feed is a way to stay up to date and on top of everything that's happening across the organisation. So you can see here, Life Without Barriers has posted some things about their community, about the families. The organisation has posted some things about some groups that they do, some music therapy that they're running, and also some things about their organisation that they want to promote out into the world. You can see here they're promoting the new app that they have, the Life Without Barriers branded app. So when then they download the app, they would see their branding and the branded type of app. But also I'm able to share updates. So as a client or a family member or a support team member or anyone else within the network for that matter, I can actually come into here and post an update to my circle of care. Now, maybe I want to post that to just my family, letting them know about something, or as a family member, as a client, I might post something to my health team. And this is a way for everybody to collaborate around that client. Hi, everyone. I just wanted to let you know I'm not feeling the best this week and would love some extra support. Thanks. And then I can post that, and that posts out to all of our team across the network. And so only John, his connected health team, so people that work with him from the provider, and his family or anyone else invited can see this. And so that's the client portal is the best way of looking at. That's the branded app experience. They're the main things. It's very simple, very, very easy to understand and very intuitive, and is a way to be able to self-serve information, stay up to date with all the things that matter to me, and request things from the care provider. Now, not everyone is going to be connected to the app. So I thought what I would do is come into here and enable, I'm just going to get rid of these. But so maybe I'm not connected to the app, or I prefer or want to use an SMS channel. So as a client or a family member, I can come into here. I'd actually change this to life without barriers in the demonstration. Can someone call me, please? And then I can actually send that text message, and that will go into the back office team. Now, I could also send an email, or I could call the office through our IVR system, but I won't show you that today. I'll leave that for a further explanation another time. But this is just showing some of the other channels that can be utilized. And again, across the SMS, across email, and across the voice system. Now, this is all landed into the back office, and what we're looking at here is the web-based platform, and this is where the back office teams manage all of those inquiries. So we can see here, John, our client, has requested a few things from us today, and we can see George is a client, Sam is also a client. What we're looking at here is the centralized dashboard where all of those inquiries land. You can see there's different types of inquiries, the different statuses, what site that client is associated to, due dates, who is it assigned to. All of these are client services, and also even the departments. Now, some of these are what we call custom fields, and we're able to add different custom attributes into this to enable deeper workflow across the organisation, meaning that we're able to take an inquiry and send that to another team member, another group, or another location. Now, a little bit of setup, I'm actually able to come into here and say, okay, I want to be able to see different things. I want to see the funding type. I even want to see some communication preferences, but today it doesn't matter for me too much. So I can see now that, right, John's a home care package client. His preference is SMS as far as communication is concerned, and he's one of our aged care clients. So you can change this to make it easier for you to be able to work through what's important to you. Now, you might also sit here and go, okay, well, I don't work across Gosford as a customer service person or scheduler, or Hurstville, so I only want to see clients from my area. So I'm going to go down and say, show me everyone in Newcastle, refresh, and then now I'm just working on the things that are important to me. So this enables me to work very quickly and effectively through the things that I need to work in. You can keep drilling down into type, you can keep drilling down into different funding sources, all different kinds of ways to be able to communicate across the groups. And so I can see that John's received a message. He's provided a little bit of feedback and he wants to change a service. So I'm able to come into here and I can see that John has requested someone to call him. It's obviously calling either about the feedback or the change of service. In here, I can see the ticket ID number that John, the client, has requested a message. If I wanted to, I could actually change these to different types of inquiries after I've spoken to him. I can see his address here, his phone number, status, which I can pull to in progress if I wanted to. because now that I'm working on it, I can change the due dates, and I can also assign this to other team members across the organization. I can upload documents here. I can even prioritize this if I want. And you can see as I'm going through and doing these different things that this area here, which is the history, starts to evolve a little bit. It's saying that John created this via SMS at 10:47. He said, can someone call me? And what I'm able to do here is I can actually reply to John directly from this action. I'm like, hi, John. Is this okay to call now? Or I should say, is it okay to call now? And I can actually send that to John. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch back and show this actually. So when that comes through to the app, I will switch back to this side. And this just gives you a little bit of an insight of how this workflow works. And so that's come across. Now you can see here that that action's not here because my status is in to do. So if I bring up my in progress and I refresh that, we can see here, this is now highlighted again back into bold, and it's showing that, oh, there's actually, and there it is there, that's come through to say John has sent a message. And I can come back through and I can call John. Now, what I'm able to do here is I'll call John, I'll speak to him. The reason he called was about that service change. So I can actually close this one down and finish that off. That's great. So that piece of work's done. Now I can come into here, I can look at the feedback. So that's awesome. I can close that, or maybe I can send it off to another team member. And then this here, John has requested, which is what he was calling about, his original details, and he wants to change that to Sunday the 27th. So what I'm going to do here is quite simply, hi, scheduling team, please, don't mind my spelling, please make this change for John for year 2. I'm going to save that as an internal note, and then I can actually send this off to the scheduling team. And keeping that status in to do because that team needs to keep working to it. And that's it. And I've cleared all of my work here. So that's enabling me now to move on to the next thing or wait for another inquiry to come back through. Another good thing as well is if you're, and I won't go too deeply into this today, but one of the other things that we look at is enabling the client as I'm working, if John say calls, and as an example, I can, if he called the office, I can actually come into here, into his client profile, and I can see all of those different things. And all of this is kind of set, and I can see all the different types of inquiries that he has sent in. And that enables me to be able to get a good view of what's outstanding, what needs to be done. You can see there's a few things that are going on here. But what you can also do, and I'll do this back in actions, is we can actually create these manually. So John might call the office and he might just call directly through, might not be connected to the app. And I can come through here, I can search for John. And very similar to the request something area, I'm able to create these different types of inquiries across the platform. One of the new things that we're doing at the moment is document sign, and I can share the document signing demo another time, but we're able to obviously send different links out through here, surveys, all different kinds of things via that SMS channel. So I might come in here and say, please send new document to John for signing. And then I can come into here and I can send that to his case manager, and I can say, okay, due date for the sign is the 31st, and then I can submit that. Now, if I go, you can see because I'm not associated to that group, this is the admin view, so I'm able to jump from one group to another. But that would then be sent off to that team. We can see here signed document. Case manager could go and create that in Panda Docs, and then would be able to say send that to John through an SMS message, and he can sign that and let us know. again, I won't go into that full side of document signing use case today, but it's just showing you some of the types of things that you can do within the platform. Few other things to kind of show you before I kind of move back out of this, but that's actions. That's the centralized place to communicate and stay on top of all of the work. And just a few things in the back office. You can see here within the campaigns area, this is our broadcast area. I can come into here. I can set these filters for all different kinds of things, states, last visits, et cetera, and then I can filter that groups that we can set up as well. We can set groups up across the platform, and then I'm able to send that SMS or that offers campaign out to everybody, but I won't go through that full area. And then there's Insights, and Insights is our dashboards. The dashboards enable the teams, the managers, the operational managers to be able to see how all of the efficiencies or how everything is working across the organization. So we can see here that there's in this month, there's been 18 closed. It's taken them 4 days to close each one. Obviously, this is the demo account, so it would be great. You can see service efficiency, how many they're closing across the month, the types of inquiries, who's been closing them. Obviously, it's just admin here. You can look at demand, we can look at workflow, you can look at all different kinds of data reports here that enable the provider to be able to stay on top of all of that work, see how everyone's working and across what groups and the efficiencies that's gained from them. And that's how we kind of wrap everything up into the Insights area in the background. So I'm going to switch over again just to finish this off and talk to a couple of other items that might be of interest. So Hayylo, as we're saying, fully integrated. We have integrations with the leading CMS and scheduling platforms across the sector. We do direct API integration. We can use systems like Dell Boomi and other integration platforms. It's a fully managed integration environment. We can use open APIs to push and pull information and documents easily across the network, such as care statements. And we're developing more and more of that API suite as we go, even all the way down to on-premise. We can even connect with tools or servers and systems that are located at the provider, not cloud-based, and that's through our integration layer .NET adapter that we've built. So really powerful integrations across our network, and one of our really strong key differentiators. We work predominantly across home care, but have clients all across the country, across all the different verticals: disability, community services, home care, aged care, residential, assisted living, and a very, very growing number. We're one of the largest, or would be the largest, care service platform, a client portal provider within the country by far. Some stats that are quite interesting to talk about. Across some providers, on average, we see clients reachable about 78% across SMS channels and some of the other channels. App adoption is on average around 48%. All of our projects are integrated. All of our projects are at scale. We see a large number of family members connected per client, and don't worry about that specific number, but we see huge amounts of optimization when we put Hayylo in place. And one of the other really important things I think to focus on around Hayylo is our change management. The project teams, the product teams, everybody does a fantastic job at how we help the providers change. And this goes all the way down to how quick our projects are. We set very strong goals for the projects. We really get in there and become part of the team. Our integrations happen very quickly and very seamlessly, not always, but we do a really good job of integration, and we do change management start to finish. We really, really pride ourselves on this element, and it's really a road to success that we have as part of Hayylo. So we have dedicated change management programs all the way down to helping the organization brand and communicate and do the comms plans for the app deployment. And this is really what drives Hayylo's success across the sector. So I thought really important to kind of focus on that side of the company as well. And that's it. So I hope that gives you an overview of the features and the functionality and the way we kind of talk about Hayylo when we go into the sector. Obviously, again, when we're speaking about Hayylo as a platform, we're always anchoring back on that optimization element, that customer service element, that making things easy for the teams and simplifying what is a very complex sector. So I hope that gives you a nice overview of Hayylo. And a recommendation would be to jump onto the Hayylo YouTube channel or the Insights blog and have a look at the other use cases that take a bit of a deeper dive into those independent features and functions. Thanks very much.